Yo, what is up, you guys? Hope you're partying like every day is your birthday, because we got another one for you guys today. Two things. First off, what a video we got. I'm not gonna do that one first. First off, hope you guys are doing good, man. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for everybody who has been using the thanks button down below. We just got on the videos. We've been getting in some donations, which are mind blowing. They help out so much. Know that you guys who donated those videos y'all requested, I'm gonna be getting them out probably tomorrow. I've been messing up my schedule. You know, usually we record the day before and then post videos in the morning, but I haven't been able to get to it, so I've been recording videos like at, you know, right now it's like 4, and then I'm gonna have to get a few of these ready to get ready for 6:30. So no, tomorrow or today I'm gonna double record, so that way tomorrow we're gonna get back on track with posting in the mornings. That's my favorite time to post for you guys. But we are gonna get right to this video. This is gonna be a 2-part series, but what a banger we are about to have. Could the Phantom Troupe take down Meruem? Now, this is a big question right here, and I'm hoping we got some big answers coming from the one, from the only Seth, the programmer, man. Make sure you guys do go show him some love over there on his channel for this video. And, damn, dude. It's a tough one. The Phantom Troupe is no joke, but that Meruem, bro, was kicking ass. This is a tough one. Let's just get to it.
Hello everyone, it's your host Seth the Programmer. Today I'm
going
to be talking about Hunter x Hunter on the channel. So we'll be taking the entire Phantom Troupe, and by entire I'm referring to an almost composite variant of it, including Chrollo, Nobunaga, Phaeton, Machi.
God, bro, that Hunter x Hunter music be hitting. That y'all hearing in the background?
Machi,
that
Finks,
music
Franklin,
be hitting.
Shizuku, Bonolenov, Hisoka, Shalnark, Pakunoda, Uvugin, and Kortopi, Kaluto, and even Illumi, Zoldyck included, as Illumi joins a little later on in the manga and pitting them against the king of the Chimera Ant, Meruem. Some people might think this is a mismatch. Maybe you think Meruem absolutely obliterates the troupe.
I don't know
Maybe
about
you think
that.
Hisoka alone is enough to put up a good fight against him. Regardless, I think it's very good for talking about inverse Hunter x Hunter scaling, as there's so much ground to cover and different things you have to acknowledge for this topic. In all honesty, it's just the best topic you can really do to show how the power scaling and the ceilings work in the show. So without further ado, let's begin. First things first is the Hunter x Hunter, Akatsuki, or Espada, the Phantom Troupe. Now, unlike the Akatsuki and the Espada, which are actually established with specific combat goals and
Yeah, that's kind of y'all facts. I've never ever thought about comparing the Phantom Troupe and the Akatsuki, but when you think about it, they are kind of similar.
such as being able to take down Jinchuriki with teamwork or potentially help Aizen fight Shinigami captains, the Spider has no real specified level of strength you have to be at to join. There are some things you have to do to join if you want to though, and that's usually being selected by Chrollo if there's a vacancy or defeating a member currently in it, so you could argue most of the people in the troupe are more than likely significant enough that Chrollo trusts them with the very existence of the Spiders and to help him with his plans. However, one thing you'll notice is that there is a huge gaps of strength between the members, and this is pretty exaggerated in current Hunter x Hunter, and spoilers for anime-only viewers, when Hisoka starts killing troop members. Now, the Phantom Troupe does have a strength hierarchy, but they don't have a combat hierarchy in terms of
Ooh, let's see the strength chart real quick, y'all. Yeah, that bit is trash. Oh, hell no, hell no. I'm 100% putting Poka Loser under Shitzu. I'm definitely putting Shitzu at 11 and Paku the down 1. Snarlar, yeah. Nabu, Boro. Is that Chrollo? That's Chrollo? Chrollo's number 7? Okay. Oh, hell no. What? We really gonna put Chrollo ahead or behind Machi? That don't even make no sense right there. Okay. Phaeton, yeah, he's pretty badass. Franklin, I'll give it to him. Hisoka. Finks! I saw Finks do like 2 things in the show. We really putting Finks over Hisoka? Hell no. Hisoka whooping that. He finna be all like, oh my god, this fight is amazing, or all that bullshit he be doing. But yeah, Hisoka whooping that. But I'll give this man number 1. He was something serious.
Rank, the manga gives a list of those that win the most consistently in arm wrestling, which I'll show on the screen now. Obviously, characters like Uvogin, who can punch with the force of a small missile, as stated in Uvogin's manga description page, is considered the physically strongest as he's a master enhancer, whereas the others specialize in other things. But this doesn't mean there isn't a massive strength gap for those that aren't enhancers, such as Hisoka pretty much off-screening Kortopi so fast that nobody even heard them battle, and the implication that Hisoka killed Shalnark in possibly one attack.
Why don't we have an anime of this, though? Bro, damn, dude, I get... Damn, bro, damn. Isn't there someone that could pick that shit up for homeboy? I get he's, you know, sick and under the weather and stuff like that, but I want to be able to watch this, y'all. I want to be able to watch Hisoka just murk the shit out of some Phantom Troupes. That was some top tier combat, I bet.
There isn't a massive strength gap for those that aren't enhancers,
that's tough.
Such as Hisoka pretty much off-screening Kortopi so fast that nobody even heard them battle, and the implication that Hisoka killed Shalnark in possibly one attack or so, although it's argued Shalnark didn't have his Nen ability by some, or even Hisoka easily manhandling Machi with his bungee gum. This is better defined in the databooks as 3 combat stats: skill in combat, physical ability or athletic skill, and your overall Nen and Nen ability. So someone like Kortopi, who's a 3 out of 5 in all of these areas, gets absolutely flattened by a character like Hisoka, who is a 4 in all of these areas.
Yeah, he's whooping everybody
such as
damn near,
Kurapika
bro.
and others who can amp themselves, such as the Scarlet Eyes and Emperor Time Absolute Mastery. There's also usually debate over the credibility over the Hunter x Hunter data books, although there's actually a few of them. There isn't just one at this point. So even the criticisms people have is
holy shit, dude. All I know is that's definitely my thumbnail image. That is tough. I must have to trade ooh. I don't know. I'm gonna have to I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I gotta put Meruem in there.
However, when it comes to actual character abilities and its scalings, there isn't much contradiction in them, as it's very vague with the most contentious points and characters, and most of the characters are outlined more specifically in the series. I promise I won't be using it as my only evidence throughout the video, but mainly as a supporting point. A lot of people also usually have a problem when you say that Hunter x Hunter has distinct power scaling and like to heed the advice of Morel in this case, in which Morel doesn't believe aura level determines a fight, which it doesn't inherently have to. Morel is a great example of using your 300 big brain fight IQ to win.
Yeah, having a big brain definitely makes an impact.
As Killua later challenges, if you have so much aura that it makes your opponents look like it doesn't exist in comparison, it does definitely put the battle in your favor. This is obviously outlined with the Royal Ants and the Chimera Ant arc in general, but we'll go over more about them later during the Meruem segment. But it's also pretty self-evident throughout the series. I mean, take a human who does have aura versus one who doesn't. You can see why Morel's logic, while not inherently wrong, is questioned by Killua and doesn't ease his anxiety about Neferpito. This is also debunked when Gon fights 2 Chimera Ant officers, and despite them using amazing teamwork and their biological advantages and hitting Gon dozens of times without him hitting them once, his far superior aura and talent allows him to tank all the attacks with very little damage and take out the officers in almost single attacks in retaliation. Now, while the physically strongest of the troop can vaporize large portions of the earth and can easily overpower super bazookas that can take out tanks without any effort at all, many of the other troop members are still kind of lacking. An example, Shalnark is one of the weakest members of the troop, ranking in at number 10 on the list, and
see, Shalnark, y'all, I think is shit but soup. When it comes to just him fighting himself, yeah, that shit is kind of tough. But if he could take over someone's body, he don't need to be that strong, you know? He could just bink, and then it depends on how strong the person he takes over is. Like, if he took over Uvo's body, well, then Shalnark is kind of soup because he got an Ovo minion by his side. I think it really just depends on how you look at it.
During the Chimera Ant arc, he was stopped by 2 henchmen of Zazan, Pell and Boku. Shalnark actually struggles with Pell a bit, and Boku is more so a manipulator than a physical combative type, goes into Control Shalnark, in which he goes into his autopilot mode, also known as his last resort, to defeat them, which causes immense strain and fatigue to his body. This is extremely sad for a combat feat, as Pell, the Chimera Ant he can't even really damage without literally using Super Saiyan, is a Chimera Ant peon. As a reminder, a Chimera Ant peon level fighter such as Meruem is stated to be able to get one-shotted by a leader class Chimera Ant such as Zazan. This further reinforces the idea that Hisoka, one of the stronger members and someone listed stronger than Zazan in the data book,
Hisoka whooping him, I'm sorry.
Shalnark in his base
Hisoka
with
whooping
Shalnark's
him.
autopilot mode only being able to show to defeat a peon and a non-combative officer ant of Zazan, then quickly wearing off and him running out of energy. This is also bad for Pakunoda and Kortopi, who are stated even weaker than he is. And while Kortopi has a good support ability, such as his ability to clone 50 large buildings, Pakunoda has no good combat feats other than manhandling Gon and Killua before they even properly learn Nen. With Killua,
that's what I'm saying, bro. She at
snap
L.
her arm and bash her teeth
Ain't
in.
no way she's over the vacuum lady. I thought the vacuum lady was kind of tough. You know, I think her ability's kind of tough, bro. I'm definitely putting her over Pakalemo.
Let alone a John Ken from Gon that can amp his strength by 10 times, that could take out powerful hunters like Genthru while also getting many more Nen amps later on, such as his training with Bisky. Next, we can go over Nobunaga. We don't really know a whole lot about him other than his ability to instantly fodderize and kill Gon and Killua pre-Greed Island if they were to fight. Killua also compares Nobunaga and even Machi at one point to Hisoka to help Gon understand the tier of fighters they are, although we don't really know how accurate that is considering Machi got pretty destroyed by Hisoka. You could argue that she was perhaps off guard, as she is stated even more physically powerful than Chrollo, could even take lethal attacks from Killua that were destroying Pakunoda earlier. Nobunaga was also a teammate of Uvagen, and while Uvagen always destroys him when they fight...
See, I don't y'all get how Chrollo's so low on the list because he can take others' ability. You know, if someone's super than him, alright, well, bitch, that's my ability now. Now what you gonna do? I done stole your shit. So, I don't know. Because that's a tough-ass ability, and not only is that tough in itself that you can steal someone's, but he has a whole book of abilities. So if he sees something that you working with, he just got to look in his little book and find something that counters that.
He was able to fight alongside him and to keep up allegedly when they work together to have teamwork. Uvagen, the same guy who can catch bullets point blank with his teeth and so forth. Bonolenov in his Chimera Ant fight couldn't pierce the shell of a nameless Chimera Ant officer with his spear and had to resort to his Jupiter Nen ability, in which he claims that sound is too fast for his opponent to ever escape from. This Jupiter power must mean he's large, planet level, obviously, but no, in all seriousness, it does not seem to be all that impressive, especially if it is his strongest
Really, that's a whole ass
planet.
planet.
Does anything to his surroundings and kills the nameless ant. It has no real AP we know of besides that. If anything, Uvagen's normal punches, such as the Big Bang Punch, are actually probably stronger than that final
I would say that. I would say that.
in an even worse boat, as she states she was forced on the defensive by Pike, and at one point states she might not even be able to beat him without taking damage first. Her ability also doesn't work on living beings and can only suck Pike's blood after she damaged him, which she struggled to do. I know I'm being a tad vague with how strong Chimera officers are, but I'll get into that later. Franklin is overall pretty featless, but he's stated to be the 5th physically strongest member, even above Machi and Phaeton, but below Hisoka, Finks, and Uvagen. He fires Nen bullets similar to Chimera Ant Squadron Leader Bloster. Kaluto was able to defeat an officer named Small Beetle, but when watching Zazan in her base state versus Phaeton, she is overwhelmed and thinks she is far beneath him, and even questions her ability to rise in the ranks of the troop.
Well, Phaeton kind of
would
soup with
obliterate
it, bro.
her without even using his Nen ability. Finks is implied to be the 2nd physically strongest and tends to not have much trouble with the Chimera Ant officer he faces, implying he could have bodied him with half the effort. However, Finks still has to use his ability to defeat him and can't simply just body the ant with his raw base physics.
Hey, I really got a for real question, bro. Y'all, in the comments, who do you think deadass would win in a fight, bro? Finks or Hisoka? Who do you think is stronger, bro? Finks or Hisoka? Let me know what you think down in the comments.
Strength and aura.
I feel like that's a coin
toss. The only
toss.
troop member that we saw to actually fight a squadron leader, and it's against Zazan. And despite being the 5th physically strongest, cannot actually damage Zazan at all once she transforms, and has to rely on his Pain Packer ability. This ability is stated to be able to vaporize Kaluto, and all the other troop members say it's dangerous to be around. I've seen some arguments saying this attack is as hot as the actual sun. However, in the manga, this is not actually stated, and the surrounding area is not at all that affected by his attack. Although it's implied Phaeton is rusty and that the Pain Packer that defeated Zazan was on the weaker side because she couldn't damage him enough. So it having a set heat doesn't even make sense to begin with. It obviously changes its heat depending on the damage taken, but it is never stated, for as much as I know in the manga, to be as hot as the sun. Chrollo
It's still
and
the hot as
Hisoka
hell,
are
though.
pretty evidently established, and while it's stated that Chrollo and Hisoka are physically weaker than characters like Finks, with Chrollo being stated weaker than Phaeton, I find it somewhat hard to believe at times due to how high Chrollo and Hisoka's physical and athletic ability and raw Nen scale above Zazan in the databooks, as well as the fact that Chrollo's combat feats with hand-to-hand should be way greater than Phaeton and Zazan's to begin with. You could imply, however, that perhaps Chrollo and Hisoka never went all out in the arm wrestling matches or didn't use their Nen to amplify their strength when they did it, their strength and skill being stated above Zazan with rivaling Nen, or that Zazan with her Nen ability simply gets to a Hisoka level tier of physicality, like some Zarbon power-up from Dragon Ball Z, that could amplify her power
look
and
just like each
durability
other.
beyond the physical abilities of Phaeton. Hisoka and Illumi are also used as gatekeepers by Killua, which he uses later on to try and scare other hunters such as Nethero, Moro, and Nav. Moro and Knuckle themselves rivaling Kite in physical strength, give or take. Kite being able to destroy platoons of officers with no difficulty with single attacks. You could also argue that Hisoka and Chrollo can further amp their high Nen and athletic ability with their actual Nen powers, with Bungee Gum being stated to increase its power if it's stretched out far enough, and Chrollo having an entire dictionary of abilities in his disposal.
I'm saying he got a whole
Hisoka
encyclopedia in
and Chrollo,
that
while
bit.
near each other in actual power, favors Hisoka as slightly more powerful, and this is shown pretty well in their actual fight if you pay attention, in which Hisoka hits Chrollo one time and damages him pretty well, where Chrollo has to attack him numerous times for barely any damage in comparison. There's also debates if Chrollo actually had help during the fight with Hisoka, as he had a very
We know Hisoka could take some. Yo, we've seen this man Hisoka get, spoiler, both of his arm chopped off, and he still won that fight. So we definitely know that Hisoka could take a lot of damage. When I think about it, we never really saw Chrollo get hit too much, except for the time when he fought the Zodiacs or whatever, when he fought Killua's dad and uncle, and when he was getting hit, he was, you know what I'm saying, he was damn near slumping that shit. So,
long time to
I would
prepare for
definitely
the
agree.
battle, and it's implied by Togashi that the reason Hisoka is killing the troop is because he learned the secret of what happened in the fight versus Chrollo. The theory is that Shalnark, Machi, and Cortopi actually helped him in the background, which is why Chrollo's use of Shalnark's ability was weird, such as calling with it like a phone instead of using it as a game device, or how the cloning and control was far more in number than Hisoka, a genius by the way's prediction.
cheap.
Machi is also implied to have helped as Hisoka's bungee gum he was using as a safety line at the very end randomly disappeared, and all three of these people conveniently just appeared at the end after Hisoka lost just to see his dead body. Although this is only a theory, it still implies Hisoka is very powerful.
Hisoka died!
Chrollo states he was forced to prep extremely long and wouldn't just fight him right away, and used more abilities than he ever had versus anybody else, even trying harder.
He died? That's some bullshit, bro. No respect for that. No respect for that. How you finna 1v1 someone and be cheating, bringing in 2-3 other members? Come on now, that's some hoe shit. That's some hoe shit. No respect. No respect, bro.
Than he did versus Zeno and Silva Zoldyck at the same time. The same Zeno and Silva who saw Shio-proof amped squadron leader Cheeto thought he was a waste of time and one-shotted him. These two still took damage versus a suppressed Chrollo. This is another reason why I think the arm wrestling rankings probably don't include their Nen enhancements or weren't them absolutely going all out at all times. Maybe to conserve their true powers or their status versus the other members, maybe not give away with their true capability. Although Uvagan being number one and the other members compared to each other is still probably the case. Another reason I don't think Nen is involved is due to durability, which hunters and fighters in Hunter x Hunter amplify using Nen, or more specifically Ren, which enhances strength and durability, which may allow people like Chrollo to reach those number 2 or number 3 spots over Finks and Phaeton, and the others if they have far superior Nen or Nen ability. Finks could also be insanely strong for all we know, but that's not really heavily implied by his fight in the arc. Illumi is someone Hisoka thinks he can take even if he makes enraged, and Illumi thinks he can kill Hisoka if he's enraged. Hisoka also hires Illumi onto the Phantom Troupe because he thinks he's such a competent fighter and a decent challenge to him, ranking him a 9.5 on his weird power scaling scale, even higher than the Zodiac members nearby that he ranked 8 through 9, which they think they are stronger than Meruem. We've seen what Meruem can do. So it's safe to say that Illumi at least scales to Hisoka somewhat. Whether you think he's weaker or stronger, he hasn't shown all he can do yet.
They are kind of close, bro. I would give it to him.
With the troop out of the way, we can finally get on to Meruem, and now for the most part...
Whoa, y'all, I'm gonna stop it right there, you guys. We're gonna do part 1 with the troop and then part 2 with Meruem and just see how it goes from there. I hope you guys did enjoy that one. No, like I said, we will be getting back to the normal posting schedule after today. I'm probably gonna have 2-3 videos for you guys tonight, and then tomorrow morning we will start posting at 10-11 again and have some good Jimmy Jazz. So I would love to see you guys over there, but damn, bro, I am not gonna lie to y'all, I'm so hungry, bro. So I'm finna bang out this part 2. And my brother's bringing home some Zaxby's, dude. So, oh my God, I'm finna go crazy in that once he gets home, dude. So, y'all be easy, bro. Damn, bro, some Zaxby's chicken with some fries and that bread. Damn, man, damn.